This could be a crucial episode. Have we hit some form? Have we stuck to the same tactic? Who knows? Shall we find out? Welcome back to Buxton 2.0. So we start on the profile of Sam Bell, who we've signed on a free transfer, formerly of Bristol City, Yate and Clevedon. He's 23 years old, he's a striker and a pretty decent one on the ball, and he's a very good finisher for this level, at level 15 finishing. 3 goals and 6 appearances from so far. He's never really hit off in his career. He played a few times for Bristol City, a couple of loan spells out. You can see he's been in wonderful form for us so far since joining us. So yeah, hopefully we can help kick his career on and he can do a decent job for us here. Since we were last here, obviously we got destroyed by Southport and then we beat Bromley with that change of formation. We lost 1-0 to Gillingham. Jamie Proctor in the 88th minute. We didn't really deserve defeat in this one. We played pretty well, but ended up losing late on. James Norris scored the only goal of the game with a penalty as we beat Kidderminster 1-0 before we lost once again against Halifax. Blagic for a penalty, Stevenson in the 92nd minute. But from two from Hamilton and a penalty from Johnson gave Halifax the win. But then we've been in wonderful form, 4 wins in a row. First of all against Leighton Orient, Stevenson, Dixon, Norris and Bell scoring in this game. Andrew pulling the goal back. Before a 4-0 victory over Dagenham and Redbridge, we beat them with Sam Bell, Hanks, Stewart and Stevenson in this game. They were bottom of the league coming into it, but Leighton Orient, Oldham and Eastleigh are all sort of battling for playoff places, and we beat all 3 of them, including a 2-0 victory over Oldham. Stewart and Blazic scoring in this game. And then finally, last time out, we beat Eastleigh in a cracker, 4-3. 1 from Abrahams, 2 from Terry Smith for them, but Norris, Bell, Dixon and Stevenson all scoring for us. So we currently sit in 12th place in the league, 10 wins, 10 defeats, no draws this season, 5 points off of the playoff places, and yeah, in good form. We play Torquay today, who are second in the league, so it's going to be a very tough challenge, but we are only 9 points off of top at the moment, so if we can continue this run of form, I'll be very, very happy. And then we get a chance of revenge against Southport, who are not quite where I thought they were last time out. They're struggling in National League North. They are 22nd place. I'm still yet to decide whether we're going to rotate again in that game or play the starters. And this is the starters for this game. We got Roberts, Mallon, Apaya, Hanks, Monroe, McConnell, Blazic, Alcock, Norris, Bell and Stewart. Hughes is out of an injury. He's going to miss 3 to 6 weeks more with a torn wrist ligament. And Stevenson is suspended after picking up too many yellow cards. Dixon drops onto the bench from our last episode. Turner Cook is on the bench, Brisley and Maguire. And Torraj is on the bench as well. We're currently training to play in the central of midfield because we don't play with any attacking playmakers at the moment. So don't be surprised if he does come on in the centre of midfield at some point this episode. And yeah, let's go and get us in to match day at home against second in the league Torquay. Very, very good side, a pretty big side for this level as well. Let's go and get some revenge, shall we? And you can see here our form: 4 wins, 1 loss in our last 5. Playing this 4-4-2 formation. Torquay coming to the game with 3 wins, 2 defeats, playing a 4-3-3 as well. So it should be an interesting game. It should be a tense game, but we have beat teams up and around Torquay in this run, so hopefully we can do the same again today. We've been playing it pretty well as well. A few, hiccups defensively, and it hasn't particularly cost us that much. Obviously, conceding 3 goals last time out wasn't ideal at all, but we've been relatively solid. Roberts with a goal kick short to Hanks. We are 15.5 minutes into this game and we get the first highlight. Paya looks for McConnell. Back to Mallon, who plays it against Morris, and now Blazic to McConnell. Finds Bell with a bit of space to run into. Defender getting back at him. Can he find a ball in? He finds one to Malin on the edge of the area, but he doesn't reach him. And Torquay have a chance to counter-attack here. Andrews dispossessed. Alcock. Ball forward. Can't find his man. Murphy heads clear. Alcock wins the header. Stewart finds Bell, who beats the goalkeeper, Sam Bell, with his 4th goal of the season. It's 4 goals in 7 appearances now, and he's got 3 assists in that as well. He's averaging a goal involvement every single game, and this was well worked. Stewart lost the header there, but Alcock wins the header. Stewart now into Bell, who just held himself onside and just places it past the goalkeeper. I think the keeper was perhaps expecting him to go across goal, and you'll see here that he just held himself onside, just that stride, slowed himself down, and it's a very, very composed finish from him as well. Blazic will probably coming off at half time. We have been getting suggestions to rest him, but he's just been playing so well, and he's so important that, you know, in this sort of game, I don't really want to be resting him. Eardley brings forward, finds Andrews, who may have been offside and was offside, but it's a good save from Roberts nevertheless. As we come towards the half-hour mark in this game, it's a relatively even game statistically. Coley with the corner ball, and a Paya heads clear. Dudziak to Marshall, dispossessed. Blazic, can he get his head up and find that pass? There is a man free in the centre. He's still going. McConnell takes it off him. Blazic to Malin, who brings it centrally back to Hanks. He looks over the top to Norris, who can find a ball in here. It's high, and Tyra claims. Looks downfield quickly. Paya's header only to Andrews. Dudziak now into our half. Andrews once again, and Dudziak continued his run, and here he is from the ball from Eardley, and he's found the equaliser with his 2nd goal of the season. And yeah, 1-1, which is probably fair given how the game's been going, but he was a little bit disappointed to concede that. Paya steps in, but Alcock doesn't really follow his man. In fact, I think that was Blazic, weren't it? Didn't quite follow his man. We do have a highlight straight from kickoff though. Hanks to Blazic. Back to Paya. We're going to go again. Instant response. Marshall to Eardley now. Hansen. Back to Marshall. First time ball forward to Andrews, who wins the header above Paya, but he steps in to stop that through ball getting back to Andrews. Bell. Alcock. Looks for McConnell, who I think just held himself on side. Is he going to get there? Morris does, but loses the ball, and Stewart finds the back of the net, and we do have an instant response. McConnell did well to chase it down. He's perhaps on his heels a little bit, which allowed Morris to get to the ball before him. I think he just sort of checked to keep himself onside, but Morris takes a couple of touches, and instead of putting it out for a throw-in, he's dispossessed. McConnell's ball across is tapped in first time by Leighton Stewart, and it is 2-1 to Buxton, and we weren't level for long at all there. Very, very strong end to this half. Hanks back to Monroe. He looks forward. Murphy takes a touch in his own area to Hansen. Coley is not going to get there. Paya's done so well at the back. Dudziak now to Coley. Finds Andrews a little bit of space. Gives it back to Coley. It's a lovely little ball. And Roberts pushes it onto the bar. It's a wonderful save from him to keep us in the lead with a 2-1 advantage. Monroe to Alcock. Can we see something down this left-hand side? Maybe back to Hanks. And we start to shift play centrally and now out to that far side of the pitch. Malin to McConnell, who brings it centrally. Alcock, there's a lot of space on this near side, but we couldn't find that ball. Paya wins the header. Eardley. And it's not the best ball from him. We've seen him play a lot better in this game. Blazic to Bell. Looks for Stewart, and Stewart has the legs to get onto this. Can he beat the keeper? Yes, he can. It's 3-1. Leighton Stewart, assisted by Sam Bell. And we do have a 2-goal advantage now, right on the stroke of half-time. And It's been a good performance once again for us. Who knew 4-4-2 was the way? If we'd have done this in season 1, imagine where we'd be right now. Probably in the same place, to be fair. But we do go into half time with 3-1. The scoreline, Blasic is going to come off, and we will actually bring on Toraj there. And Mapai can go off for Brisley for fitness, and Bell's played well, but we are going to bring on Dixon as well. We're trying to keep the team as fresh as possible, so you just know we're going to go and pick up an injury early on in this second half. A lot of pressure on Brisley, who has not impressed when he's played this season. And we have conceded 7 minutes into this half. Ross Marshall, completely unchallenged header from a corner. And defensively, very, very poor that. But let's shout a bit of encouragement. And it's a corner for us, which Norris delivers, but keeper claims. Tyron now quickly looking downfield. Monroe wins that header. Brisley to Hanks, who lost one forward. Marshall, I think Bell was offside, that's why he didn't chase it. Andrews brings it down. Brisley's dispossessed, but Mallon plays it across to Hanks. Looks for Stewart, who I think might have been offside. We will see if the flag does go up. It's looped over the keeper. It's in the back of the net, and the flag has stayed down. We do have a 2-goal advantage once again. Leighton Stewart has his hat-trick. It was a wonderful long ball, and I really did think it strayed offside. Maybe that centre-back was playing him on, and it loops up off the defender, over the keeper, under the bar, and it goes down as Leighton Stewart's 3rd goal of the game. Can we zoom out a bit here? We can't. But you can see he was just onside there. And yeah, we're back to that 2-goal advantage once again. Alcock to Monroe. I think we might go cautious. Just try and limit any more chances Torquay get. Looks forward for Dixon, but Dudziak now over the top for Andrews. And Andrews hits the post and he stays out, and Brisley clears. No nonsense there from him. Out for a throw-in. And we've still got half an hour left of this game. It's been an action-packed game once again. Torrage back to Brisley. He looks forward to Dixon, but Marshall wins the header. Dudziak to Morris, who looks down this left-hand side for Coley. Mallon may have got something on that, but he forced Dudziak, and it's a poor effort in the end. He had time for a touch as well. He had a lot of space in there. The highlight does continue, however, with Roberts rolling out to Hanks, playing a little triangle there. And now we're looking forward for Stewart, who's beaten in the air. Andrews, Briggs, and Andrews is goal side of his man, but it's a crucial block to stop that cross coming in. Norris is back. Goal does come in this time, and Corey Andrews does get his goal. It's his 14th of the season, and we are once again back to 4-3 in this game. We will throw some encouragement once again. We have had now 2 4-3s in a row, and there's still probably at least half an hour left of this game. And we've been ahead by 2 goals twice. I'm not going to be very happy if we do end up not getting all 3 points here. Coley. Cross is blocked by Mallon. Switches to Monroe. It's a poor ball. I have no idea where he's played that ball. And Coley's in the back post. And the flag has gone up. It has been disallowed. We are going to go back to balance because, of course, this hasn't been really working. You can see there, both in the centre were offside. We held our line pretty well there. But we could just do with a bit, with no highlights. We've had 4 shots on target and we've scored all of them. Horridge with the throw-in to Norris, gets it back. Cross comes in, and Stewart's header is just wide of the post. I thought that was going to nestle in there. We would stay in 12th as it stands. Corner ball delivered. Armstrong at the near post, just wide of the post there as well. 15 minutes to go. Let's fire them up. See if that's good. Nope, that hasn't had any reaction. They've deflated. They haven't been fired up at all. Alcock looks for Stewart though. Dispossessed by Armstrong. That was a crucial tackle. Brisley, Mallon. Slides one in behind for Dixon. That's a great ball. McConnell, can he find a cross to the byline? Tries to pull it back, but Bailey intercepts. And now Andrews has a bit of space, but not particularly the support. He's now looking to go central and hits one from a long way out, but it is well over the bar. No real threat from that at all. And now with 8.5 minutes plus stoppage time to play, Alcock out to Norris. Now back to Alcock once again. Dixon, Stewart. Alcock's made his run. He's found Dixon. If he's onside, that's a wonderful pass, and Dixon beat the goalkeeper. And the flag has stayed down, and we do, for the third time in this game, have a 2-goal advantage. It's 5-3 to Buxton. It's a great ball. Dixon on his chest, couple of touches, and then beats the goalkeeper. And don't forget, Torquay beat us, what was it, 8-1, something like that last season. It was a heavy defeat. So it's quite nice to have turned that around. I think he's offside there. I think his knee's probably offside, but the flag stayed down. And the goal's allowed, and we still have another highlight. We still got another 7+ minutes to play, and Andrews is allowed to bring it forward unchallenged. He's got a man on, and Coley fires wide of the post. And that was a huge chance. Gone begging there. We will ask for some focus. And we're coming up towards stoppage time. There is 4 additional minutes, but I think we will have done enough to win this game. Yes, we will. It's 5-3. What a game that is. And there's not much more that needs to be said. It was a superb performance. Yes, defensively, we conceded 3 goals in our last 2 games, but it doesn't particularly matter too much when you are scoring 5 in a game. 3 goals and 2 assists from Leighton Stewart. We will give him the praise. Wonderful, wonderful performance. And we go into that Southport game full of confidence. I'm going to get my mind up if we're rotating or not. I'll be right back with you. Gone with a rotated side away at Southport. In the FA Trophy, we've got Miles in goal, and then we've got a whole host of youth players in here as well. Brown will be making his debut club at right back, as will Jones at centre back. Pepper makes his second appearance. He's playing left back this time, and obviously Brisley in the central defence as well. And then 2 new wingers, Jacob and Adam on either side, with Torres and Alcock in the central midfield. Turner, Cook and Gibson Hammond come in up top, and even the bench is filled with players that haven't been particularly playing too much this season. If we're struggling defensively, we don't really have any options on there. Hudley, Smith, Price, Tasdemir, all attacking minded. Maguire, again, he's only really a central midfielder, but I'll be honest, I don't particularly care too much about this competition. So, yeah, Petit starts once again for them. You see there we've made 10 changes to our lineup. And we will go and get underway. And yeah, I'm not particularly expecting too much as Clark swings a corner and McDowell at the back post is held by Miles. It'd be nice if we can get a win, you know, go on a little bit of run in this competition, but this is bottom of the priority list. And we rotated for the FA Cup, so we had to rotate for this one really. Pepper dispossessed by Peak, who drives into the box and blazes well and truly over. Don't really know why he's going from a shot from that angle. He can really stand much of a chance. Miles, the free kick shot to Brisley, who looks over the top, but Dow wins the head at Petit. Only against Torres, but gets it back for a second attempt. He does find Nolan, and he loops up. Landers is in. Back to Nolan, and it's a wild shot, but Peak will keep that alive. Cross comes in to Nolan, and his volley is well over the bar in the end. We do have extra time should this game finish in a draw, but if it finishes in a draw after extra time, then there is a replay. As the corner comes in, header clear. Nolan will keep that alive once again. Clark in space. Fair play. That is a very good goal for Mark Clark. Very, very good goal. We gave him a lot of space. Only one man went out. When this ball sort of looped around, Jacob was the only one that was out there. And that allowed Clark all of this time and space. And it's a lovely curling finish into that top corner. And Southport have the lead in this one. And yeah, to be honest with you, I don't particularly care that much at all. We will give them some encouragement. Miles to Jones. Pepper. Into Alcock. Torraj now. Brings it into the opposing half. Gibson Hammond is dispossessed. McLeese finds a ball in behind for Kelly, pulls it across for Landers, and Landers has his 4th goal of the season against us and his 13th overall. And that is us out to the FA Trophy. So, gutted. What can I say? Absolutely gutted. McLeese just easily past Pepper. Finds the ball in behind for Kelly, and Landers has a tap in the end. And yeah, Peake hits the post there as well. It is going to be all Southport. There is a lot of young players in this team, and young players that aren't particularly ready either. But there was an under-18s game today, so a lot of the players that I was planning on choosing is Ashley Palmer's header loops over the keeper. It's a lovely goal that is, into the back of the net, and it's 3-0 to Southport from the free kick. Yeah, a lot of the young players that I was planning on choosing were ineligible because they'd already played a game today, so we were stuck with players that definitely are not ready at all. And yes, I could have called them up to the first team, but for the sake of one game, it wasn't really worth it. Landis is in behind once again. Jones does well to hold him up. Cross comes in, Nolan's header. Jack Nolan makes it 4-0 after 29 minutes of this game. This could be a cricket scoreline. And yeah, I mean, our focus is fully on the league. We are in with a decent chance of promotion this season. Yes, this could damage some morale. But we've been such a rotated team. I don't think it'll do too much damage. But then you've got the likes of Torraj, Alcock, Risley, Turner Cook, Gibson Hammond, who are all sort of bit part players this season, haven't really had much of a chance. This was their chance really to show me what they was missing, as Ronnie Kelly makes a lovely goal. He's not really the phrase I was planning on saying. He makes it 5-0. Miles again in goal is backup goalkeeper, and especially on that goal there, does not do much to show me why he should be starting, or even really challenging for a starting place going forward. I know it's tough with them having, a lot of younger players around them. They're not perhaps getting the support that they would be getting with the rest of the first team, especially Turner Cook and Gibson Hammond. But you've got to make your own chances. You've got to really take the game by the scruff of the neck and do something with it. As Landers makes it 6-0 in this first half. I sort of wish I hadn't shown you this game now. We could have just skipped this and gone straight into a league game that actually matters. This just feels like a waste of a half of episode because I really do not care at all. It's just a case now seeing how many Southport can score. Grizzlies ball forward. Turner Cook doesn't get there. Petite to Kelly. Alcock dives in, wins the ball. Pepper looks forward. Gibson Hammond doesn't get there. Petite once again. Brown steps in this time. Jacob brings it forward. And plays it back to Brown, who might hit one here, and he does, and it's over the bar. And Brown and Jonas are both booked. Like I say, we don't have a defender on the bench, so they're going to have to make do as Palmer gets in and gets his second goal of the game, his second goal of the season from centre-back. A former Buxton player as well. I did not know that. There you go. Goal against his former team. ×2. Decent little volley that is, but again, defensively, pretty poor. As we go into half-time, 7-0 down. Hudlin, Smith are both going to come on up top, and we'll bring on Price in midfield. Just send them out for the second half, and yeah, who really cares that much? It'd be nice if we can get a goal, I won't lie. Nice if we can keep in single figures as well. Clark's ball in, Pepper clears, Smith can chase that. Smith is actually in here, one-on-one. Doesn't quite have the pace. Defender gets back and Smith decides he can't run anymore. And blazes one over the bar from outside of the area. Nolan just hits him on the back of the head and somehow they keep hold of the ball. Hudlin wins it though. Jacob takes it down that far side. It's a decent little run this from Jacob. Ball into towards the box to Smith. Adam now back in and cleared once again. Should we just go very attacking? We'll see if we can get a couple of goals, shall we? Kelly beats his man into the area. Kelly fires it just wide of the post and he remains 7-0. Miles clears the ball downfield, but only to Hollis. Nolan, McLeese, Peak dispossessed Landers, tucks it wide of the post as well. And we've had 5 shots, just a 1 on target to their 23 and 10. Hudlin. Can he get a ball into the box? No, he can't. It's just dispossessed by Hollis. Easily. We do win the ball in the air, but it's Landers who picks up the second ball. Peak. Clark. Cross comes in towards Landers and we've given away a penalty. And it's Brisley who gives it away. The one experienced head at the back. Once again, showing why he's not good enough for this team. Nolan with the penalty makes it 8. And yeah, 8-0. Good penalty, tucks it into that bottom corner. I won't lie, it would have been nice to not quite lose by this many. Wouldn't have minded 4, I can understand that with a lot of young players in there, but 8 shows that a lot of these younger players are probably never going to make it at this club. And a lot of the fringe players that have come in are not going to get too many opportunities unless injuries and suspension force them to, like we saw with Brisley in that last league game. Petite from the edge area over the bar. And I just sort of want this game to just trickle out now. It's just, we're just going on for the sake of going on. Plenty of goals in this episode though. We had 8 in that last game, 8 in this game. So you're getting 16 goals at the moment. There's still half an hour left to play in this game. Price just plays against Petit. Durnley's come on once again as well against us. So there's at least 3 players playing against their former team here for Southport. Hudlin finds Jacob towards Smith, who does a challenge, and Todd Alcock gets a goal. And it's 8-1 and the comeback is on. The comeback is on in this game. Let's go. Jacob did pretty well here, to be honest with you. He did well to bend his run, keep himself on side. He won't get the assist because of the deflection, but he did well. You can see he was on a 5.9 before that. He hasn't had the best game. To be fair, nobody really has, but it was nice to see that from him. And Alcock gets a goal as well. Jones clears downfield. Can Smith win that ball in the air? No, he can't. Petit wins that one. Peak. Pepper dispossesses him. And Pepper's not done too bad either at left back. We've seen him win a couple of tackles. Yes, he's been beaten a few times. But I think he's done all right. Ignore the 6.0 match rating in there. Durnley to Peak. Jones steps in, wins that ball. Pepper to Price. He looks over the top for Smith to chase. And if you can get a ball in, Hudling's in there. And Hudling is in there. And it's straight into the hands of Mason. And he perhaps should have scored. Grimshaw now with the free kick. We still have 22 minutes to play. It's going to be a long episode, this one. Pepper to Price. And, thinking about it now, perhaps we should have treated this with probably more respect as Harry Smith gets his goal. Lovely header, that one. Jacob does get the assist on that one. We haven't actually won any silverware yet, so it'd be quite nice to have a decent run in this cup. But it is too late now, we put out the team we put out. And, yeah, we don't particularly care too much. Price for the free kick in towards the back post. He's headed clear. Adam. Brisley. Back to Brown. He looks forward for Hudlin. He's beat his man. Hudlin hits the post and Grimshaw does clear out. And if we could have got a third then, who knows? Hudlin hasn't been great though. It's his first game this season, not even had a sub appearance. And he's showing why. Obviously, him and Smith were part of them panic buys where he went to a target man, and yeah, we just haven't got them fit into the team really since then. Smith brings it down on his chest. Here is Hudlin with a chance of redemption, and once again fires straight at Mason. Corner ball there. Price delivers, and we had a lot of tall players in there, but could not win that header. Adam draws one in. It's bounced around. Price to Smith, and I don't know if the defender got a bit on that, but he's tamely into the hands of Mason, who now lost one downfield, and Landers is in, and keeper's right on the edge of the area, and Sam Landers makes it 9, and we just did not get back from the corner. Miles perhaps could have come out, swept that up. I don't know if he could have got to the ball. It'd have been close, but I think I'd have rather seen him come out and try and win that ball than stand where he was, because he were just in no man's land. It's another hat-trick for Landers against us. And yeah, it's going to trickle out. We are at the moment keeping them in single figures, but there is still 7+ minutes to play, and they only need one more goal. And here is Landers in once again to the area. Big save from Miles and Landers, this time into the side netting. 35 shots from Southport, 16 on target, 9 goals. The game is going to end. We do keep them in single figures. It finishes 9-2. I don't think the board will be happy. I didn't particularly think about that. We will see if they have anything to say. But like I say, it allows us to focus fully on the league now. They do not. But that is Smith's first goal in over 11 hours. A load of players making their debut as well. And we don't have any cup competitions to worry about now. It is just pure league fixtures all the way. And I think we come back at the start of February for Scarborough and Rochdale in the next episode. So if you enjoyed this goal fest of an episode, you've had 19 goals in 2 games. Please do like this video and subscribe if you want to see more of that. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.